Hello, my name is Duncan and I'm a lay minister here in Verwood. And this is my thought for today. Last week we were told some statistics from the recent census of Great Britain. Just under half the people in this country identify themselves as being Christian. About 1 in 3 do not have a religion, and about 1 in 6 identify themselves with another faith, such as Hinduism, Islam, or even Jedi Knight. So simplistically, if there were 6 people in a room, 3 would be Christian, 2 with no religion at all, and 1 with another faith. The biggest change was in the number of people who do not have a religion, up from 25% just a decade ago. I have to say that I find that very sad, because so many people are making a fundamental mistake and assuming that just because you cannot prove that God exists does not mean that he does not exist. Indeed, holding the view that there is nothing except what we see around us is a faith in its own right. I would go even further and suggest it is an extreme faith, because of all the evidence of God's existence that surround us. We are told by scientists that a few billion years ago there was a Big Bang, and that's what started everything off. But if you couple that idea with there not being a God, then we get this ridiculous conclusion. Billions of years ago, nothing exploded, and the end result of that explosion is everything we see around us, and that happened all by accident. I find it difficult to believe that any rational person would actually believe that. Can anybody really look at nature around us, look at our families, our pets and our loved ones, and think that they are just a result of an accident? Many staunch atheists tell us that everything is the way in which it is because of random processes over billions of years in our universe. The fact that our universe exists is actually something special in itself. There is a very readable science book called Just 6 Numbers by Martin Rees, in which he states that the universe is actually governed by 6 different numbers or scales. And if any of those 6 numbers were very different, then the universe could not exist in its current form. The chances that those numbers being what they were by accident is astronomically unlikely. So, the question that must be asked is, how did those numbers get set in this universe? There is a vast amount of evidence out there for the existence of God. There was a chap who lived a long time ago. He was probably the wealthiest person ever to have lived. He had countless properties, vast numbers of staff, and was very powerful. He wrote a short book about his struggle to find meaning to his life. He did not really live a particularly religious life, and he spent much of it trying to seek a reason for being. Over the years, he tried partying a lot. He tried building large properties to be a legacy for the future. He had numerous affairs with countless women, but all of that did not give him any meaning. He finished the book by arriving at a conclusion, and that conclusion was that God does exist, and the only way to get proper meaning and contentment in life is to seek him. That person was King Solomon, and he lived about 3,000 years ago, and that book is one of the books in the Bible, Ecclesiastes. An interesting read. So, if you are a person who does not believe in a God, I would encourage you to look at the evidence without any preconception and judge it for yourself. Thank you for listening.